Dreams do not come true just because you dream them. It's hard work that makes things happen. It's hard work that creates change. Shonda Rhimes. DC Tribe, Josh Thomas, so glad to have you here. Be sure to subscribe, follow, send a smoke signal, call me on your cell phone, whatever it is that you want to do. Hit that hotline bling. Make sure you're subscribing to the Do Zone podcast on Apple and or Spotify. This podcast is brought to you by Unbreakable Teams. We fix broken systems for entrepreneurs so they can go farther, faster. You can learn more by going to unbreakableteams.com. I want to talk to you about something that I actually heard yesterday. I interviewed a gentleman named Gregory Benedict for the podcast. It will come out in a little while. But one of the things that he brought up that I would like to share with you today is he mentioned a book that changed his life, a book that completely changed the trajectory of his life and forced him to really think about what he was doing with every single moment he had left. And the book was by a lady named Bronnie Ware, and the book is called The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. So Miss Ware was a nurse, I believe a hospice nurse for end-of-life care. And she cared for more than 500 patients in her career as this nurse. And this book came out, a decade ago. I have not, in all transparency, I have not yet read this book. But you kind of get the idea. She asks all of these people who are at the end of their life tons of questions. And one of the things that she asks is, do you have any regrets? And the thing that really stood out to her was not only did everyone have regrets, but almost everyone had the exact same regrets. And so she condensed those down to the top 5. And I'm going to read them to you now without context, without explaining them, just so that you understand what they are. You can look this up on the internet, so I'm not plagiarizing or anything. But these are the top 5 regrets of the dying. Number 1, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And number 5, I wish that I had let myself be happier. Now, I want you to let that sink in for a moment. I want you to think about yourself sitting on that deathbed, about to take your last breath, and these being the thoughts that are swimming through your head. And I want you to go through that exercise. I want you to really think about that. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I wish that I had let myself be happier. If that was you and you were saying these things, how would you feel about your life? What would you feel at that moment that you may have lost or missed out on? Have you been in a situation where you were at someone's deathbed and you could see it? Maybe they didn't say those words exactly. Maybe they didn't say anything at all. Maybe you could just see it in their eyes, in their face. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself. I wish that I had let myself be happier. The problem is, if we really dig in to the psychology and science of everything,